Hello, BookShark BootCamp. I am your community manager, and this is session one of BootCamp 2024. We're still trying to figure out some of the kinks. Facebook has actually changed some things to going live. So, this is our fourth year in doing the BootCamp, but we are just ironing out some of those technical kinks. But I'm so glad that you're here. We are now live. I am your community manager. This is session one called Box Day for your 2024 boot camp. And before we get into Box Day and everything that is, just want to encourage you, if you're new to the boot camp, to make sure that you go ahead and watch the welcome video. Kind of have a good idea of what to expect over the next 9 weeks. You will be seeing quite a lot of me as I just walk you through these next 9 sessions of kind of the how to of BookShark. To get to know me a little bit more, I am a homeschool mom. I have 3 daughters. 2 are graduated and moving on to their collegiate and careers. The youngest is going to be a sophomore in high school, and she is continuing on with BookShark. We have been using BookShark with her since she was in 2nd grade. I myself was homeschooled 8th grade through 12th grade. Did not ever see myself as a homeschool parent, but here we are, 2nd generation, and loving BookShark. I would like to take a few moments and just talk about intentionality and expectations about what this group is and what this group isn't. First of all, this group is a place of reality, the reality of life and what homeschool looks like. Whether you're brand new to homeschool or you have been homeschooling for years, this is a different environment. You may not understand some of the lingo that people use who've been homeschooling for a while. You may, have your own lens of education, and that is what you bring to the table to your family. And this is a place where we can bounce ideas off of each other. I want this community to be a place of problem solving. So the reality is there are problems. There's problems in life with family. There is no perfect homeschool curriculum. So let BookShark's Bootcamp be a sounding board for you. I do want to encourage you that if you run into a challenge, whether it is in your personal homeschool or with the curriculum in particular, you have the freedom to share that with us. What I don't want this to turn into is just kind of a place where negativity is just abounding. I want this to be a positive environment where we can share our challenges and always come up with a solution. Whether it's another boot camp member who has been through it, we have some seasoned boot campers who are in this brand new boot camp with us. This is also streaming to the alum boot camp, excuse me. And we always, doesn't matter how long you've been doing this, you always come against challenges because that's just life. So let this group really be a place where you want to embrace the challenge and find solutions. That is what I'm setting the intention for 2024 for this boot camp and for alum as we move forward. Really excited that you guys are here. I'm thrilled that you chose BookShark to be your curriculum. If you, again, are new or you're continuing, we're so grateful for you. We are just privileged to be able to come and be a part of your homeschool journey. And I want to remind you that homeschool truly is a journey. It is not just a decision that is made and then is executed. It is a journey that you are going to experience education with your children. This is going to be something that hopefully you guys will be able to look back over the years that you chose to homeschool and really just have those feelings of accomplishment. As a parent, I understand the weight of choosing to do things a little bit differently, of getting outside the box of traditional education, and also for your students as you really see them grow and start to have a love of learning. That might not be something that you grew up with in your education, but as parents, I know in my household that was one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to homeschool. I wanted my kids to love to learn. I myself am a lifelong learner. That's one of the reasons I love doing this boot camp and staying with you guys. I want to continue to learn ways that our curriculum can serve our community better, learn different ways that people uh, do their homeschool. There is no one right way. I think that's really important as we're starting off this new year, just to remember that it's going to look different for everyone. and it's supposed to look different for everyone. And so we need to embrace those differences with each other and really take the opportunity to learn from each other as well. So I just wanted to set that intention for this new session of boot camp. I'm thrilled that we are all here together. I want to let you know that if you cannot make the live, these videos go into the guide section underneath the banner of both the alum and the 2024 so that you can rewatch them when it's at your convenience. So, our weekly sessions will run live both Wednesday and Monday. It'll run July through August. So, the Wednesday session is going to be where I walk through one of the parts of setting you up for success with BookShark. And for some of you, that once a week may feel a little slow. You may feel like, come on, get through it. I want to get started. And I appreciate that. And I understand that as well. If that is you, I want to encourage you to go to our YouTube channel. It's just labeled BookShark. And there's an accelerated boot camp. It's the 9 sessions in under 30 minutes. And if you really just feel like you want to jump in there and get started, but you don't know how, but you feel like waiting the 9 weeks is going to be really tough for you, I encourage you to jump over there. I'll actually probably link it into the post. So if you are interested in that, I don't want to hold you back. I was that kid in school that was chomping at the bit. From the time the teacher explained the lesson, I wanted to get started. And I don't want you guys to have to feel that way. I want you to be able to jump in if that's what you're ready to do. For those of us who want to take it a little bit slower, the weekly sessions are going to be broken up. Wednesday's a session live, it's the introduction to the topic, it's helping set you up for success. Monday is the live question and answer. I'm going to be posting those so that as soon as you watch the live on Wednesday, you start to have some questions, get those put in that post, the question post, so that you can get those answers. They can be answered by me in the post. It's the quickest way. I don't want you to have to wait again until Monday if you are just chomping at the bit to get that answer. But I will also come on in a video and answer those questions one by one. Those will be live, so if people have questions, if they need clarification, I'm here to give that to them. So that is what to expect in the first 9 weeks of boot camp. After that, in September, we go to monthly lives and monthly Q&As. And in those monthly lives, I want to encourage you guys to know it's not just me. I don't want you to get sick of me. 9 weeks of me twice a week is quite a bit, but hang in there because starting September, I'll bring a guest in, and they will be anything from an expert in the field of parenting, homeschool, just veteran homeschoolers who use BookShark. We really want to make sure that you guys hear different voices, different avenues on how to do things. My way is not always the right way. Don't tell my kids I said that, but I am admitting it. My way is not always the right way, and there's better ways to do things. So we want to make sure we have multiple voices, multiple perspectives in this boot camp, and that's another great reason why I'm so grateful that you're here. There is going to be a homework post for you guys each week. There's going to be a homework assignment, and it's going to be super simple, but it really is going to help you just kind of get your toes in the water in how this is going to get done. So the one is going to be today about your box. Your box showed up. All right, we are just going to stop and breathe. I will tell you that whenever my kids hear me deep breathing, they kind of take cover because they're like, oh no, mom's going to lose it. What they don't understand is the deep breathing is actually so that I don't lose it. When you unpack that box, if you have already done it or you are patiently waiting for that box to arrive, it tends to feel overwhelming. There's a lot of books. There is a big instruction pack. It's just like, I don't know if you remember either starting a new job or starting a new course at college or anything like that, but when you look at the whole thing, it tends to be overwhelming. And that's where we come in. We want to break it down step by step for you so that you're not so overwhelmed. So, just so you know, your homework this week is going to be take pictures. If you've already got your box and you've already taken your books out, maybe just spread some books out or pick a book that your kid thought that they were really excited about and post that because we really want to get you guys engaged with each other. We have families who are all the way from using level P to high school. And so we want to make sure that we have those multiple perspectives, right? So take a picture either of the box when it arrived on your doorstep, unboxing it with your kids, a book that your kids are really excited about. That's what we want to do as we're delving into the box day. It's a super exciting time. I want your kids to get excited. I want you to be excited. I want to take some of that overwhelm out of it for you. Now, I want to mention that if you are a type of family who does not want pictures of your kids on the internet, I totally get it. I'm kind of a half and half on that. So have your kids hold a book up in front of their face. Like, that's totally fine. Like, don't feel like you can't post a picture because your kid's face is not in it. There is lots of creative and fun ways that you can show your child engaged in the curriculum as we move along without giving away their identity. So I just want to encourage you with that. You can pile your books up, you can put them behind them, lots of fun ways. But I want to encourage you to keep your box. And if you haven't kept your box, that's okay. You can find another box. There are a plethora of boxes in this world. But your box is going to be saved at a later date, and it'll be explained in another session as we get down the road. If you don't have a box, you have a bin, whatever. But I just want to encourage you that you will be needing it if you want to stay organized in the way that we are presenting it. If you have a different way, that's great. Don't even worry about it. So, as I'm going through these sessions, I'm going to give you guys some pro tips. And I just want you to know that I don't consider myself a pro. I consider myself a novice. I've been doing this for going into my 8th year, but there's still so much to learn. It's almost like the more you know, the more you realize you really don't know. But that doesn't mean that I don't understand the product or haven't used it successfully. So, pro tip, as you are looking through your books, you're taking them out of the box, you're setting them out, you're getting excited, would strongly encourage you not to let your children run away and read the books. I mean, I realize that sounds counterproductive. Why wouldn't you want my kids to get excited and read the books? But let me explain why. Getting them excited by showing them the titles, by flipping through some of the pages, that's what we want. We want to build that excitement. So whether you are starting this week or in 2 months from now, we definitely want your kids to be excited about what you're choosing to do with them in the coming school year. What we don't want is to have your child complain that they've already read that book when you get 12 weeks in. And some kids won't, and some kids will, and you know your kid the best. But we encourage you that to build anticipation, to let them look at the books, and then they get put away. And that is how we have really been able to learn, not only in our own household, but just in all the years that we've been doing this, just a way to keep things exciting. Anticipation, ask them questions, take advantage of them being excited of the new year. If there is a topic, a book that they're really interested in, a way that you can kind of keep that curiosity building is to jot down the topic or the time period and use that to go explore at the library. Kind of get them excited as they are doing their own research. We're going to use those books in a very specific way throughout the curriculum. They're comprehensive questions, there's mapping for geography, there's a timeline to put it all together, and all the pieces work together uniquely. So just remember, let them see the books, and then the books are going to go away. Take those topics they're excited about and let them delve into it on their own, in their own time, in their own way, and let us keep that anticipation growing for BookShark. Now, there's going to be a separate session on how to set up your binder. I'm going to show you. This is the binder. I know it can be intimidating. Mine is already set up, obviously, but here's what it's going to look like when it's put together. Right now, you don't have to put it together. If you want to, you go right ahead. You're going to have section 1, which is the basic layout of the program. Section 1 is almost the same in every single guide that you come across. So whether you're doing one subject or you're doing 3 with BookShark, the section 1 is going to be very similar. Your section 2 is weeks 1 through 36. That is your lesson plan. And depending on the subject you have, you're going to have activity sheets inside each of those weeks. Section 3 is a book list. It's going to tell you when the book is used throughout the weeks. It's going to show you some helpful notes about how to get through your year, some helpful tips. It's going to have your scope and sequence, which is going to break down the topics or time period that you're going to go through week by week. And it's really going to help you organize your books for the whole year. That is also coming up in another session. You have section 4, it's the new user guide. The new user guide is going to explain how the scheduling in the instructor guide works. It's also going to give you a how to assemble it. So if you don't want to wait until that session, you want to get going, section 4 is going to explain to you how to put your instructor's guide together. It's going to help you understand the structure of the instructor's guide, and it's also going to give you some tips. So there's going to be a separate session on how to organize and categorize your books. That one is very fun for you type A's and maybe not so fun for the rest of us. I want to encourage you to start thinking about how you're going to set up your homeschool area. Very important to keep in mind, there is no need to recreate public school at home. If you're the type of family that set up desks and have a schoolroom and that works for you, that's great. If you're the type of family who is just pushing aside some laundry to get on the couch to start your school day, that's also great. If you choose to use your kitchen, I just want to give you permission to make it your own. And guess what? You may start with an idea at the beginning of the year and decide that you need to switch techniques as you're going through. That is all part of the process. So get comfortable with kind of being uncomfortable with homeschool. I don't know a better way to say it except that I do feel like homeschool is really a magnifying glass to parenting, relationship, conflict building, and conflict resolution. So this idea that homeschool is going to look a lot like public school is probably not accurate, but it can be beautiful even if you're the messiest family in the world or the most organized. It's going to be great for how you and your family decide to do it. So, we do have a podcast available for you to listen to. If you're not a podcaster, you'd rather watch a video, they're posted on our YouTube channel as well. But our number one downloaded podcast, I kid you not, is from session 1, episode 36, Do Not Recreate Public School at Home. Sarah Hercules is also one of our convention reps. She's going to be in Texas next weekend at the Great Homeschool Convention. So if you are around, make sure that, and you're going to go to the convention, make sure you stop by BookShark's booth and say hi to Sarah. She has been homeschooling for a number of years. She has 5 children. She actually was a public school teacher. She went back into the public school system a couple years ago and then came back to BookShark. So we're so glad that she's back with us. But she has a very unique perspective. Both her and her husband were part of the public school system for years. And so she really delves into why it can be very advantageous to make sure that you are catering your homeschool to your children. That is the point of homeschool. We get to do it the way we want to do it with a beautiful curriculum like BookShark that really helps guide us to make sure that we don't feel like we're missing anything, but also you really get to tailor it to your child's needs and your learning and your teaching style as well. And maybe you don't even know what those two things are. Maybe you don't know what your child's learning style is and you don't know what kind of teacher you're going to be. That's okay. We're going to be here with you, making sure that you have a successful year. So that's it for session 1, your unboxing day. I'm excited to see your guys' pictures and what you have gotten excited about for BookShark. Please make sure to post your pictures. I'll be putting up the homework thread for you to be able to do so, and I'll be back on Monday to answer any of the questions that you guys have had since watching this video. All right, you guys, have a great 4th of July, and I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.